वक्रतुण्ड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। श्री हनुमते नमः। ओम श्री हनुमते नमः। ओम श्री हनुमते नमः। श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मन मुकुर सुधार बरनो रघुबल बिमल जसु जो दायक पलचारि बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरो पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेश विकार।
जय जय राम सिया राम, जय जय राम सिया राम, जय जय राम सिया राम, जय जय राम सिया राम।
जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कबीर देहु लोक उजागर। रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा। महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी। कंचन बरन विराज सुबेसा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा।
जय राम सिया राम, 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 जय राम सिया राम।
हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराजे आने मूंज जनेऊ साजे। शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन वीर प्रताप महारघवंदन। विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर। प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया।
राम सिया राम, जय 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 राम सिया राम।
सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा। भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे रामचंद्र के काज सवारे। लाय संजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुवीर बदन तुम्हरो यश गावे, हस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावे। स्वर्गाधिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा, नारद सारद सहित अहिसा। जब कुबेर दिगपाल जहाते, कवि कोविद कह सके कहाते। तुम उपकार सुग्रीव ही कीन्हा, राम मिलाय राज अवर दीन्हा। राम सिया राम जय 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 राम सिया राम। तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना, लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना। जुग सहस्र जो जन पर मानो, वीरताहि मधुर फल जानो। प्रभु मोद्रिका मेली मुख माही, जल गिलावे अचरज नाही। दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते, सुगम मनोग्रह तुम्हारे देते। राम सिया राम जय राम सिया राम जय राम सिया जय राम जय राम सिया राम जय राम सिया राम जय राम सिया राम जय राम सिया राम। राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे, होत न आज्ञा बिन पैसारे। सब सुख रहे तुम्हारी सरना, तुम रक्षक काहो को डरना। आपन तेज समारो आपे, तीनों लोक भागते कापे। भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे, महावीर जब नाम सुनावे। राम सिया राम जय 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 राम सिया राम। नासै रोग हरै सब पीरा, जपत निरंतर हनुमत वीरा। संकट ते हनुमान सुनावे, मन क्रम वचन ज्ञान जो लावे। सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा, जिनके काज सकल तुम साजा। और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे, सोई अमित जीवन फल पावे। राम सिया राम जय राम सिया राम जय राम सिया राम जय राम सिया जय राम सिया राम जय राम सिया राम जय राम सिया राम जय राम सिया राम। चारों जुग परताप तुम्हारा, जय पर से जगत उजियारा। साधु संत के तुम रखवारे, असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे। अष्ट सिद्धि नव निधि के दाता, अजवर दीन जानकी माता। राम रसायन तुमरे पासा, सराल हो रघुपति के दाता। राम सिया राम जय 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 राम सिया राम। तुमरे भजन राम को पावे, जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे। अंतकाल रघुवर पुर जाई, जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई। और देवता चित्त नगरी, हनुमत
पावनो हो गुरुदेव की नाई। जो शत बार पाठ कर कोई,
तेरी बंदे महासुख होई।
जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा,
होय से साखी औरीसा।
तुलसीदास सदा हरि तेरा,
तीरनाथ हृदय महादेरा।
राम सिया राम जय राम,
जय राम जय राम जय राम जय राम
जय राम सिया राम
जय राम जय राम जय राम जय राम सिया राम।
पवन तनय संकट हरन
राम
मंगल मूर्ति रूप राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसहु सुरभू हृदय बसहु सुरभू
Let me get a little better than that, please. पवन पुत्र हनुमान की।
बोले बोले हनुमान बोलो भक्त सिया राम। श्री राम के चरणों में बंधे बिगड़े काम। बोले बोले हनुमान बोलो भक्त सिया राम। श्री राम के चरणों में बंधे बिगड़े काम। बोले बोले हनुमान बोलो भक्त सिया राम। उसकी शोभा है विष्णु में, उसकी शोभा है मोहन से। उसकी शोभा है विष्णु में, उसकी शोभा है मोहन से। तुलसी में जब शीश झुकाया, धनुष बनी कान्हा की बंसी। राम ही माया राम ही जाने कर कर में श्री राम। बोले बोले हनुमान बोलो भक्तों सिया राम। श्री राम के चरणों में बंधे बिगड़े काम। बोले बोले हनुमान बोलो भक्तों सिया राम।
पवन पुत्र हनुमान की।
लिपट लिपट के राम चरण में, आँखों में गंगा जल बदले। लिपट लिपट के राम चरण में, आँखों में गंगा जल बदले। श्री राम तो क्षमाशील है, पापों को स्वीकार जो कर ले। श्री राम के चरण कमल जैसे वैकुंठी राम। बोले बोले हनुमान बोलो भक्तों सिया राम। श्री राम के चरणों में बंधे बिगड़े काम। बोले बोले हनुमान बोलो भक्तों सिया राम।
पवन पुत्र हनुमान की।
बोल बोल तू राम रमैया, बोले बोले हनुमान बोलो भक्तों सियारा।
पवन पुत्र हनुमान की।
बजरंग बली नाव चली करुणा कर पार लगा देना करुणा कर पार लगा देना राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय राम श्री राम जय राम बजरंग बली नाव चली करुणा कर पार लगा देना करुणा कर पार लगा देना हे महावीरा बलवीरा सतमानस मोहि सिखा देना सतमानस मोहि सिखा देना जय जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम दुखों की बार गिर आए रंगों में हम डूबे जाए दुखों की बार गिर आए रंगों में हम डूबे जाए हनुमत लाला तुम रखवाला दिनों को आज बचाएगा दिनों को आज बचाएगा बजरंग बली नाव चली करुणा कर पार लगा देना करुणा कर पार लगा देना सुख जीवन हारा नाम तेरा भक्ति सहारा नाम तेरा सुख जीवन हारा नाम तेरा
के सहारा नाम तेरा
भवहारी निरतकारी कष्टों से आप
छुड़ा देना
कष्टों से आप
छुड़ा देना
बजरंग बली नाव चली करुणा कर पार
लगा देना करुणा कर पार लगा देना।
हे अमर देव है बलवंता पूजे मुनिवर सब संता हे अमर देव है लागे करना श्री राम से मोहि मिला देना श्री राम से मोहि मिला देना
प्रिंसिपल श्री रामचंद्र भगवान की जय। Devotees and friends, putting the hands together, closing the physical eyes. We all concentrate and meditate upon that Divine Master, Sri Ram. वर्णानामरतसङ्घानां रेसानां छन्दसामपि मङ्गलानां च करुतारो वन्दे वाणी विनायको या देवी सर्वभूतेषु सरस्वतीरूपेण संस्कृतं नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। ॐ गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुर्साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। नागेन्द्रहारं त्रिलोचनायां भस्माङ्गरागाय महेश्वराय नित्याय शुद्धाय दिगम्बराय तस्मै नकाराय नमः शिवाय। ॐ अंजनी गर्भासन्मुखो वायुपुत्रो महाबल कुमारो ब्रह्मचारी च हनुमान मे प्रसीद मे। ॐ भूर्भुवस्व तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति 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 हरि ओम। प्रेम से बोले श्री रामचंद्र भगवान की
जय।
Devotees and friends, Sitaram, and it is a privilege for us, Pandit Vishnu and Dharam Ki Awaj, to be with you here in Felicity with the Ganesh Utsav committee. I will call on our trustee Anushka, who will now welcome you on behalf of Dharam Ki Awaj, and this will be followed by Ganesh, who will welcome you on behalf of the Ganesh Utsav committee.
Sitaram, everyone.
Sitaram.
Pandit Ramsumair, Pandit Jai, and all devotees, I would like to welcome you all to Dharam Ki Awaj Seva Sabha 90th session of our Hanuman Ramayana Yatra. Dharam Ki Awaj purpose is to bring forward the voice of Dharma as far and wide as we can reach. We would like to thank the Felicity Ganesh Utsav Festival Committee for hosting us tonight in bringing the voice of Dharma to your community. If anyone wishes to host the Yatra, please contact any member of Dharam Ki Awaj and we will be able to make all preparation without any cost attached. I would like now to hand over to Mr. Ganesh Raghunanan to bring greetings.
Sitaram.
Sitaram.
One day I'll read you. Okay. Sitaram, and a pleasant welcome to each and everyone. A warm welcome, I should say. I would like to thank everyone for coming to this Hanuman Yatra, conducted by Dharam Ki Awaj and Pandit Vishnu, the spiritual leader of this organization, and no stranger to Felicity and the Felicity Ganesh Utsav Festivals Committee, doing the Ganesh Utsav for 15 years now. So we are very fortunate in Felicity to have this Yatra, being, this is the 90th, right? I'm understanding. 90th out of 108. So we are very blessed. So it's about 18 more, Panditji.
Yeah.
So anybody who wants to host it is Just get in contact with us and we will get it done. So we want to thank Pandit Vishnu for allowing us to be the host of this 90th. It's really a blessing to really have to do this devotion with all of you. So now, let us sit back, relax, and enjoy this moment, this evening of devotion to Hanumanji. I'll hand you over to Pandit Vishnu Ramsumair from all the way from White Clan. Who doesn't know this? So it's a very far distance he has to come and do devotion with us. So I hand you over now, Panditji. Sitaram.
Prem se bole Shri Ramchandra Bhagavan ki Jai. Devotees and friends, it is our privilege and pleasure to be here with you in Felicity once again. And one devotee hinted to me a short while ago when they were doing the devotion and they came up here. They're looking forward for month 10. Yes, month 10, we are preparing already for month 10. And your kathas and everything else for month 10 is nearly completed, you know. But today, I want you to enjoy yourself at your fullest with Hanumanji. For Hanumanji, my dear friends, Prabhu Sri Ram tells to us in Ramcharitamanas, it says that if you worship me and you do not worship Bhagwan Shiva, you miss. And then Bhagwan Shiva says, if you worship me and you don't worship Bhagwan Ram, then you're not completing your devotion. So my dear friends, just as Ganesh made that observation of the month of Shravan and the worship to Bhagwan Shiva, it is an appropriate time. It's for any one of the devotion. Prem se bole Shri Ramchandra Bhagavan ki. Let us all join in Ramayana Sumiran. Om Jehi Sumirat Siddha Ho
Gananayak Kari
Karaho Anugraha So Prem se bole Shri Ramchandra Bhagavan ki jai. Children of God, this evening I commence Katha from Ayodhya Khan of Ramcharitmanas. Children of God, from the moment Prabhu Shri Ram and his brothers returned back to Ayodhya after the wedding ceremony that took place in Janakpur, on returning back to Ayodhya, Ayodhya was in a place of merriment. It says everything, my dear friends, was at its highest peak of joy and happiness. But as this was happening, my dear friends, Raja Dasrath was sitting one day, and this is what he observed. Let us listen. Jaya Rama Sita Rama, Jaya Jaya Ram, Jaya Rama Sita Rama, Jaya Jaya Rama, Jaya Jaya Rama. children of God, from the moment Prabhu Sri Ram returned, duly married, devotees and friends, all the people was Ayodhya was praying and asking of the Lord, when will be the moment for this young one to become the leader of Ayodhya? Devotees and friends, they all cherish in their heart that common desire. What this is telling to us, this same thing happens to all of us. But do we send a positive message to the universe? At this point, my dear friends, all the people of Ayodhya were sending a positive thought to the universe, telling to the universe, we are waiting and are waiting now for the moment when this young prince will become our king. So devotees and friends, that was the prayer of the people. But that marriage of Prabhu Sri Ram and Sita represents, my dear friends, the marriage of the manas and the buddhi, the mind and the intellect meeting together. It is very, very, very subtle, and positive thoughts will always flow. The mind will then bring forward, my dear friends, to the world the very best vibrations, divine and positive vibration. It is also that marriage between Prabhu Sri Ram and Sita Devi, the embodiment of dharma, meeting with Shakti. Prabhu Sri Ram, the source of happiness, the source of nectar. Sita, the source of energy to the world. And this is who we are talking about this evening. My dear friends, Raja Dasrath. The word Das and Rath is in two parts. Das, Rath. Das is 10 and Rath is chariot. Devotees and friends, Dasrath is the one who carries the Rath, the chariot, carries these 5 sense organs of action and 5 sense organs of perception. The 5 sense organs of knowledge, the 5 sense organs of action. Prem se bole Shri Ram Chandra Bhagavan ki. So my dear friends, it tells to us, this Dasharath, and Dasharath was not any ordinary person. I want you to understand that. You see, many a times we bring down Dasharath because he had 3 wives. Pandit Jai will tell to you, Dasharath is not just an ordinary person. And if we go back, I think it's to Doha, just after Doha number 141 of Balkan, we will see where Tulsi Das Ji is telling to us that Brahma, my dear friends, that creator of the universe, he, my dear friends, then subdivided himself into 2. So that Swayambhuva, just after Doha number 41, the Chaupai which follows, tells to us that Brahma himself subdivided himself into a masculine form and a feminine form known as Manu and Satrupa. And from Manu and Satrupa, my dear friends, all the rishis came. It tells to us that after they had reached, if I deal with that katha, we talk about the children of Manu and Satrupa, but this evening, no, I'm not going there. I'm just telling to you how important Dashrath is and who this Dashrath is. Dashrath, my dear friends, remember Manu and Satrupa is the same Brahma. And Brahma now, in the form of Manu and Satrupa, in this part manifestation of the Creator, after they have reached that age of sannyasi, 75 years, then they went and they started to pray in the forest, and they prayed for a lengthy period of time. And there Bhagavan Vishnu was very pleased with them. and came and asked of Manu, Manu, what you want? Manu, in the first stage, my dear friends, did not listen to anything from outside. But after a while, he fell at the feet of the Lord and he says, Lord, I want a child like you. I want a child just like you. And so, my dear friends, when he asked of Satrupa what she wants, she says, whatever my Lord wants, I support him. I am going with the same thought that my Lord have said. And so the Lord told to them, he says, listen, there is not a second like me. So who will I send to be your child just like me? There is not a second to me. And this we must all understand. There is not a second to the Lord. And so, my dear friends, he told to Manu and Satrupa, he says, listen, I will come myself as your children, and you will then go into that place of Ayodhya where you will be born as Dashrath and Kaunshilya. And I will be born there to you as Prabhu Shri Ram. Prem se bole Shri Ram Chandra Bhagavan ki. After Manu and Satrupa received that boon, my dear friends, it says, they went to the abode of Amarvati. Amarvati, my dear friends, is that abode of heaven. Amarvati is the abode of heaven. And then after that, when the time for Prabhu Shri Ram to take avatar, to come into this world, they were there now, preparing in Ayodhya as Raja Dashrath and Kaunshilya. So my dear friends, Raja Dashrath is not just an ordinary king. He is from Brahma, that lineage of Brahma himself. In fact, he is Brahma himself. And so too is Kaunshilya. Devotees and friends, this is the preparation for the Lord to come into the world. The Lord does not come just like that. All preparation makes it happening. Simple in the world today. If your leader, your prime minister is coming to a function, then before he reaches here, there will be an entourage coming beforehand to make sure everything is in order. And then he will come here. So too, my dear friends, when the Lord takes avatar, everything is in place for the Lord to come. And so Brahma himself came as Dashrath and Kaunshilya to receive the Lord down here on this earth in Ayodhya. Prem se bole Shri Ram Chandra Bhagavan ki Jai. So the Katha then continued to tell to us, and the Chaupai said, he says, listen, one day Raja Dashrath was looking at himself in the mirror. And by his ears he saw some gray hair. And devotees and friends, on seeing this gray hair, my dear friends, as he was fixing his crown, you know, the king always liked to keep his crown straight and nice and everything else. You know, before you leave home, how you look in the glass and you make sure you comb your hair and all of that. So too the king liked to keep his crown straight. So he was looking in the glass to fix his crown. And there he saw the streak of gray hair. So what the streak of gray hair arise? What consciousness arise there, my dear friends? Tulsidas ji says, Raja Dashrath thought now is that, hey, listen, this gray hair is whispering in my ear, you are getting old. O king, you are getting old. And so devotees and friends, he says, the king then made up his mind that Ram will be the regent. He will be the next leader of Ayodhya, devotees and friends. Entertaining that idea in his mind and finding an auspicious time, a suitable opportunity, what did Raja Dashrath do? Did he call his son and call the chief minister and say, hey, Sumant, go up and tell Ram to come down here, I want to give him this kingdom? No, he didn't do that. He didn't do that. What he did, my dear friends, and it says here, he thought of it for a while. He thought of this idea for a while. And finding an auspicious day and a suitable opportunity, the king communicated with Guru Vashishta. With his body, my dear friends, with a great amount of thrill running through the body of Raja Dasrath, he is telling, my dear friends, with a great amount of emotion to the Guru Vashishta what his idea would have been. Devotees and friends, I want to ask you all this evening, when you all have a great occasion happening, how do you treat the Guru into it? What is the Guru's position into it? My dear friends, in the planning of everything now, presently our people say, Guru has no say, we have all the say. But devotees and friends, here is a great king. Brahma himself, who have incarnated here as Raja Dasrath, part manifestation of Brahma, Raja Dasrath. He is showing and teaching to us any auspicious occasion, anything that we are about to do, make sure you engage the Guru in that discussion. And sometimes in today's world, you'll make one effort to meet the Guru, 1 day, 2 days, and when you meet him, you say, well, okay, I meet him, so you're gone again, and you do your own thing. No, my dear friends, Raja Dasrath wait for that most auspicious occasion. And so with a great amount of emotion, he started to speak. Now, my dear friends, to the Guru. Let us listen now what Raja Dasrath, how he takes now this situation. Prem se bole Shri Ramchandra Bhagavan ki Jai. Jai Ram Sita Rama, Jaya Jaya Rama. sabahini bahi yah lalsa ek mana बचन येसु आये मंगल मोद मूल मानाय आये जय राम सीता राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय प्रेम से बोले श्री रामचंद्र भगवान की जय. So devotees and friends, it tells to us here this katha. The king, my dear friends, the king at this time, as he told to sage Vashishta what his ideas was, my dear friends, the guru then, my dear friends, very much happy. The guru was very happy with the thoughts which are flowing from Raja Dasrath and the direction in which he was taking. Because the guru knows Ram, Prabhu Shri Ram, my dear friends, as that, young one, but yet still with a mature heart, with a mature mind, full, my dear friends, of that responsibility. We have quite a lot of people who are willing, but they don't stand up to the responsibility. Remember, my dear friends, every achievement that you have in this world, every achievement, everything that you own, carries a responsibility with it. Yeah. The day that you start singing bhajan, that carries a responsibility with it. And that responsibility to it is that if I'm singing bhajan, then, my dear friends, I have to live up to the bhajans. Because I can't live a double standard. If I am Pandit Vishnu, then I must live up to that achievement which you have given to me. You have given me to be the leader, then I must accept that responsibility. And the last person to drop the shoulder will be the leader. Everybody like to be president, everybody like to be secretary. But how much, my dear friends, hold on with the responsibility which goes with the position? Very few. But here, my dear friends, the guru, my dear friends, then spoke to the king and he says, "O king, O Rajan, listen. Your very name and glory grant all their desires. And the object of your heart desire, O jewel among all leaders, is accomplished even before you entertain that desire." Raja Dasrath, my dear friends, was such a well thought of person that the guru told to him, he said, before the desire come, you have already assimilated that in your life, and that is going to come. The network of karma is going to fall in place. Prem se bole Shri Ramchandra Bhagavan ki jai. So, devotees and friends, when the king was assured in his heart of the guru being very favorable with his idea, the king became very happy. The king became very happy in a very sweet tone. It says, Madhubani. The king then started to speak again to the guru, devotees and friends. And he told to the guru told to him first. He says, no. Prabhu Sri Ram then told to the guru, prepare that Sri Ram will be invested with the regal powers, meaning the powers of leadership, the power of kingship. And so, my dear friends, then the guru told to Raja Dasrath, he says, command me, dear Lord, whatever is necessary for the preparation, and I will move forward with those commands. Raja Dasrath, my dear friends, is told to the guru, he says, by the Lord, the blessings of Shiva, everything have passed smoothly. This is the only longing that I have in my mind. I have lived a life and I'm very happy. And the only thing I have in my mind is for Prabhu Sri Ram to be invested with the regal powers. He says, when this happens, he says, then I will not worry. I will not mind whether this body survives or not, so that I may have, I may not have to repent afterwards. Devotees and friends, here, Prabhu Sri Ram, Prabhu Dasarath, is giving us a wonderful message. When he says, and he told to the Guru, he says, once Prabhu Sri Ram, once Rama, my son, is being invested with the regal powers, then it doesn't matter for me if this body survives. What he's telling to you, my dear friends, how many of us as leaders in our home, as parents in our home, are we doing what Raja Dasrath did here? They call this succession planning, my dear friends. Raja Dasrath looked at his, the little piece of hair coming down here by the ears, and he saw it gray. So he was aware now that old age is stepping in. He then told to the Guru, let us, do that coronation. Let us give my son Sri Ram the regal powers. And when that should happen, it doesn't matter to me whether I die or I don't die. Then he is aware, my dear friends, that he has given the correct, direction for the people to follow. Prem se bole Shri Ram Chandra Bhagavan ki Jai. Devotees and friends, how many of us as group leaders, how many of us as group leaders are willing to step back and give the younger one a chance? No. Because of the ego in us. I want to be known as the president of this group. I want to be known as the president of the mandir. Nobody can get that until I die. Devotees and friends, that is not what Raja Dasrath teaching us here today. And we all want to believe that we are Ramayana followers. We are Prabhu Sri Ram followers. How many of us, my dear friends, who have elderly children, have given the children the task of the home to perform without giving them, problems, without having to keep pushing them? No, my dear friends, we have to start releasing. We have to start releasing that responsibility. With age, my dear friends, every age that you gain, have a responsibility going with it. So, my dear friends, there are times, Ravi, we could sit down and we could old blag with everybody. But when you decide to take another path, You have to know how to. What is the responsibilities which goes with that? Okay, Nirav? When you become a leader, my dear friends, anger is the last thing to come in your mind, you know. You have to be so tolerable. As a parent, how many of us as parents are tolerable to the children? No. As they slip, my dear friends, we get angry and sometimes we beat them in that anger. That is child abuse. I'm not saying don't correct the children. Correct the children when you are not angry. When the situation has passed, you hold them, give them a whip and tell them this is for your behavior. This cannot happen like this. Make sure that they know that they are punished for. But don't give them licks and tell them this is for today and this wasn't yesterday and that is one for the day before yesterday. No. Everything goes with a responsibility. And Raja Dashrath, my dear friends, demonstrates that to us here today, tonight. He says again, my dear friends, he says, Raja Dashrath then says, he says, you know, this will give me joy and happiness in my heart. And so the Guru told to him, he says, O king, aversion to Sri Ram makes one repent. And this is a strong statement, my dear friends. Aversion to Sri Ram, when you work against Sri Ram, when you do not adhere to the principles and the teachings of Sri Ram, he said there will be a time when you will come to repent, a time when you will come to regret the moment that you did not serve the Lord. Yeah. And he says again, you know, he says here, he who adores Sri Ram, he says, is the only means and is the only way of soothing the agony of the heart. He says when you have the Lord into your heart and you really depend upon the Lord, no matter what the pain, no matter what the pressure it will smooth it out for you and you will be successful at the end of the day. But my dear friends, every one of us like to make it believe that it's like a light switch. So as I put it on, it must happen. No, it takes time. If you do not have, my dear friends, a certain amount of money into the bank to create a security so that you can get a bigger amount as a loan, it will take you time to make that security to get the bigger amount of the loan to do what you want. Similarly, my dear friends, we do not have the karmic savings, but we want the world. It doesn't come like that. You have to work, you have to put the karma together, and so then you will be able to get what the karma determines. So it tells to us, everything in this world belongs to God. And everything that you need in this world is here. God have already created it. He have created a perfect world. But my dear friends, our quota, he says, and you will enjoy your quota. Your quota is only be determined by your karma. Your karma will determine what your quota will be. So my dear friends, if you have this today, if you have this book in your hand, be happy with this book. And then when you could buy the big one like this, then you'll be happy. But your karmic, actions, the karmic bank must bring those karmic savings so that you can achieve what you want in the world. My dear friends, we can say from now until tomorrow, I want this, I want that, I want the next. If you don't perform the actions to have it, you will never have it. And that's the law of the universe. Principle Shri Ram Chandra Bhagavan ki jai. So devotees and friends, it tells to us here that he who follows like a shadow, where there is love that is never disturbed, you see, the same Lord Sri Ram has been born as a son to you. And so, devotees and friends, the Guru told to him, he says, O king, let there be no delay and make every preparation quickly, that the day itself is auspicious and full of blessing when Sri Ram will be proclaimed region of this Ayodhya. Devotees and friends, another wonderful Doha. Doha number 5 of Ayodhya Khan. And the king said, Kahe he bhoop Muniraj Karajayi Karajoyi Joyi Ayasu Hoyi. Devotees and friends, he told to the people, he says that, my dear people, whatever orders the great sage Vashishta make, be pleased to give in connection with Sri Ram's coronation should be promptly carried out. So Raja Dashrath was not going to give instruction for this, my dear friends. So he told to the people, take the instructions from the Guru, and whatever the Guru states, that is what is going to happen. Prem se bole Shri Ram Chandra Bhagavan ki jai. And so, devotees and friends, all prepared themselves for this auspicious day, and the king, my dear friends, the king then called the Guru again one day after all the preparation was taking place, and he gave him instructions. Let us listen to that instructions as this katha will come to an end. Jai Ram Sita Rama, Jai Ram Sita Rama, Jaya Jaya. Rama बचन मुनि हो रमन रघुबर ही प्रसन्न राम कसन तुम And so, devotees and friends, Raja Dasrath then instruct the Guru Vashishta to go to the chambers of Sri Ram and instruct him to come. Devotees and friends, I want you to listen very carefully. When the great sage, my dear friends, Vashishta, was approaching the apartment of Prabhu Sri Ram, Prabhu Sri Ram left, my dear friends, when he heard the Guru is coming his way. He ran out and he met the Guru as far as he could before the Guru could reach his apartment, and he done what he bowed there. Devotees and friends, today our Guru comes to our home, and when the Guru comes to our home, we send the children outside to meet him and bring him in, take him bag and help him in. That is not how to greet the Guru, take the Guru bag and bring it in. No. You meet the Guru out there, my dear friends. I'm not saying to get Lota, Tarya and everything else and do Arti and thing out there. No, it's okay. If you don't have it available then and there. But meet the Guru out as he enters your place and bring him in and make him comfortable until that situation or that event is about to take place. We must meet out with the Guru. Devotees and friends, the Lord bowed, he fell himself at the feet of the Guru. Today we hardly even want to touch the Guru's feet. Is that what we are following? No, that is not Ramcharitamana. Then, my dear friends, Prabhu Sri Ram put him and he did all the devotion, the 16th step of devotion. Wash his feet, give him water to drink, put the chandan, do the arti, offer him flowers, offer him food. And then he says, Gurudev, he says, why didn't you send to call me? If you had sent to call me, I would have come. But my dear friends, there are certain situations that Gurudev wished to come to himself to your home to tell to you. But because you are not prepared to receive Gurudev at your home, you had to make sure that you had to know when Guru coming by your house. Like just on Sunday or Saturday? Saturday. We had a little fundraiser in the group. And at the temple, I leave them and I come home. I don't know what sent me home. Everybody says I came home to cook for my wife because she didn't want to eat the food up there. But that wasn't true. Something just told me, go home. And I went home. You know? And so when I went home, my dear friends, and I sat down, I had the TV playing a little bit. So I was hardly hearing outside but then I hear a knock on the door. Same time Nikhil and them came, but if they didn't come, I might have missed that opportunity. The Guru came. And when he came, well, I was so happy that I was home, you know. And then we started to talk in tongue. Very old. He says, Vishnu, what you doing and so on. So I come here on two things. I want to know when is Anushka's birthday, what you want me to do, and I'm coming. The second thing is that I have to tell to you. I had a dream with two of us. And then he related the dream and what happened and everything else. And then he left to go. So we both of us tried to cipher out the dream and everything else. And we made the best out of it. Principle Shri Ramchandra Bhagavan ki. But my dear friends, this is how Guru comes to our home. Unannounced. I did not know he coming. Nobody was at home, it was me alone. So when I tell the children and them, they say, what you offer him to drink? I said, nothing, we just talk. We had too much to talk about. You know? So if Guru come to your home, my dear friends, unannounced, will you be ready to prepare and accept him? Answer that question to yourself, not to me. So my dear friends, then my dear friends, the Guru told to him, he says, listen, your father wants you to come. And my dear friends, it says, you know, and still Prabhu Sri Ram says, if you had sent someone to call me, I would have come. My dear friends, on hearing these words, that Guru was so happy. You know, Prabhu Sri Ram made him so happy that blessing alone, my dear friends. So then, my dear friends, he then relate to him what his father wanted, and that's the reason why, so that he would become regent. So my dear friends, it says here, all the people, even Lakshman and everyone else, was very happy. But Prabhu Sri Ram was not happy. This is the only moment, you know, if you gain kingship, you wouldn't be happy. Eh? My dear friends, what was he worried about? He says, look, listen, I and my brothers, we did everything together. We born together. We grow together. We bond together. We get married together. And how it is that I am going to take a leadership ahead of them. So he was very uncomfortable with that. Prem Sabolo Shri Ram Chandra Bhagavan Ki. And so, my dear friends, we know this katha, how it continues and how it unfolds from here. When the father announced to him that, son, you will be now taking up the kingship of this. It says that, and Raja Dasrat made mention of this somewhere down. He said that my son did not have, you know, any emotion to show that how much he was elated. And he says, one day after when I told him, son, you have to go into the forest for 14 years, he says, my son was at that same mode. He did not change. He was happy to receive it when he was getting it, and he was happy to receive it when he was not deprived of it. Prem Sabolo Shri Ram Chandra Bhagavan Ki. That's the Lord we talk about. That's the Shri Ram we talk about. That one, remember, Shri Ram is the source of all bliss. Sita is the source of all energy. Sita, my dear friends, is purity. Prabhu Sri Ram is the embodiment of dharma. Raja Dasrath is the one who has all the senses, the 5 sense organs of action, 5 sense organs of knowledge, to be there in his hands. Raja Dasrath know how to manage it. Raja Dasrath is telling to us, do not hold on to this world. When it's time to release, make sure you release. Yes, you have a responsibility as a parent, you have a responsibility as a leader, but you also have a responsibility for succession planning, to plan where it is going to happen after. These days, my dear friends, I am talking every day to the members. What is Dharam Ki Awaaj beyond Pandit Vishnu? And that is what we have to understand. We do not want Dharam Ki Awaaj to die. We do not want the Ganesh Utsav committee to die. We do not want anything to die. And if we don't want it to die, then there must be succession planning. Prem Sabolo Shri Ram Chandra Bhagavan Ki. Now we will have Hawan. Pandit Jai will lead us off in Hawan. My dear friends, Ganesh and his family will start off the Hawan, and then we'll have members of the Dharam Ki Awaaj who will direct you row by row to come up. You will be making 3 offerings into the Hawan, each person. And so we have 3 Hawan Kunds, so it will be 3 persons at a time coming up. Prem Sabolo Shri Ram Chandra Bhagavan Ki Jai.
Ratnadatarvam Sri Aganaye Nama Idam Aganaye Idam Nama Tubhyaham Samarpayami Nama. Om, water on the fire. Om Gange Chayamne Chaiva Godavari Sindur Kaveri Jali Ishmin Shanidhim Kuru Papuham Pap Karma Pap Sambhava
त्रायिमाम पुंडरीयाक्षं सर्वपापहरो हरि ओम.
He was the brother of Wendy, Wayne, and the late Scott, the uncle of General Hilary, Saffron, and Joseph. He was the nephew of Anne, Willie, and the late Cecil Cole.
Offer it to the fire when you all finish the Archmanda. Om Prajapate Namah Swaha, ghee in the fire. Somaye Namah Swaha, Indraye Namah Swaha, Brihaspatyaye Namah Swaha, Sri Guru Charan Kamal Bhyo Namah Swaha. Om Namo Narayanaya Swaha, Gam Ganapataye Namah Swaha, Dhum Durgaye Namah Swaha. Om Namah Shivaya Swaham. Om Ramaduta Vidmahe Kapiraja Dhimahi Tanno Hanumanta Prachodaya Swaha. Hum Hanumate Namah 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 Swaha. Om Hanumate Namah Swaha. Hum Hanumate Namah Swaha. Hum Hanumate Namah Swaha. Hum Hanumate Namah Swaha. Om Hanumate Namah Swaha. Hum Hanumate Namah Swaha. Hum Hanumate Namah Swaha. Hum Hanumate Namah Swaha. Om Hanumate Namah Swaha. Om Hanumate Namah Swaha. Okay.
Right, so everybody will now come up 3 times and you offer there and then you go out. Everybody will count your amount, eh?
Om Hanumate Namah Swaha. Hum Hanumate Namah Swaha.
Everybody recite. Om Hanumate Namah Swaha.
Om Hanumate Namah Swaha. Om Hanumate Namah Swaha. Om Hanumate Namah Swaha. Om Hanumate Namah Swaha. Om Hanumate Namah Swaha.
As you offer 3 times, just bow and you continue on.
Om Hanumate Namah Swaha. 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 Om Namah Swaha. Om Hanumate 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 Namah Swaha.
Om Hanumate Namah Swaha. Om Hanumate Namah Swaha. Om Hanumate Namah Swaha. Om Hanumate Namah Swaha. Om Hanumate Namah Swaha. Om Hanumate Namah Swaha. Om Hanumate Namah Swaha. Om Hanumate Namah Swaha. Om Hanumate Namah Swaha. Om Hanumate Namah Swaha. Om Hanumate Namah Swaha. Om Hanumate Namah Swaha. Om Hanumate Namah Swaha. Om Hanumate Namah Swaha. ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा
ओम
हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा
ओम हुम हनुमते
नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा
ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा
ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा
ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा
ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा
ओम हुम हनुमते
नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा
ओम हुम हनुमते
नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ओम हुम हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ॐ हुं 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 हनुमते नमः स्वाहा
ॐ हुं हनुमते नमः स्वाहा
ॐ हुं हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ॐ हुं हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ॐ हुं हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ॐ हुं हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ॐ हुं हनुमते नमः स्वाहा
ॐ हुं हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ॐ हुं हनुमते नमः स्वाहा
ॐ हुं हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ॐ हुं हनुमते नमः स्वाहा ॐ हुं हनुमते नमः स्वाहा
ॐ गणेश
पवन पुत्र हनुमान की जय।
ॐ त्र्यंबकं यजाम फाइनल ऑफरेंस ॐ त्र्यंबकं यजामहे सुगंधि पुष्टिवर्धनम उर्वारुकविवारवन्दनात् मृत्योर्मुक्षये मामृतात् ॐ नमः शिवाय स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ रामदूत विद्महे कपिराजाय धीमहि तन्नो हनुमान् प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ सर्वेभ्यो देवेभ्यो नमः स्वाहा ॐ सर्वेभ्यो ब्रह्मणेभ्यो नमः स्वाहा ॐ सर्वं वै पूर्णगं स्वाहा फाइनल वन ऑल नाउ ॐ ब्रह्मर्पणं ब्रह्मवि ब्रह्मगणो ब्रह्महुतं ब्रह्मतीन वैघ्यञ्च ब्रह्मकर्मा समाधिना स्वाहा फोटो आचमन ॐ पापहं पापकर्मा पापसम्भवात्रायि माम पुण्डरीयाक्षं सर्वपाप हरो हरि गंगा जलमाचमनं तुभ्यां समर्पयामि नमः ॐ यानि कानि च पापानि जन्मन्तरकृतानि च तानि विनश्यन्ति प्रदक्षिणा प्रदे प्रदे।
पवन पुत्र हनुमान की जय। अगेन देवता की जय। जय। All please stand for Arti. So my dear friends, when you come up here, don't look for your coconut. If you know you offer a coconut, just take a coconut and crack, okay? And then you will be given camphor into your coconut. You do Arti to Hanumanji and pass it on to someone. If there is no one to collect that coconut, then they will put it in the basin and you crack your coconut again. Yeah. Hari Om Sri Krishna Krishna Sagyai Pavitya Mamasya Vidya Pradveshi Bala Kalipate Saptame Vaivas Manvantar Kalipatam Charane Jambu Dvipe West Indies Kandeyar Vatarike Desh Antargate Trinidad Desh Hari Om Sri Felicity Chetre Shagwanas Grame Bhautavataritad Parahi. Each one of you keep your name in the mind. Namayaham Sri Dehik Devik Bhautik Tapatriam Nirvamartya Devi Grahari Shimuni Madhava Om Sri Hanuman Devta Pujan Sankalap Karma Hangrikshe Anjani Garbhasana Mukho Vayu Putro Mahabal Kumaro Brahmacharicha Hanuman Me Prasidha Me Om Sri Pawan Putra Hanuman Ki Jai. Crack. So my dear friends, whether you had a coconut or not there, come up And Arti with the coconut will be given to you. We want everybody come up and do Arti to Hanumanji. So you come in that way just how you do the Hawan, and you're going back out the next way. Go ahead. Pandit Jai will lead us into Arti.
Yatra yatra raghunatha kirtanam tatra tatra kritamashtakanjalim
A few other come to collect coconut here now.
ashpavi purnalochanam maruti namah rakshasantakam Shri Rama Jaya Rama Jaya Jaya Rama
Once you see a free coconut, please come up.
Shri Ram Jaya Jaya Rama Yani Kani Chapa Pani Janmantara Kritani Chatani Tani Vinashyante Pradakshina Prade Prade
Darren, come help. Full coconut there.
राम लक्ष्मण जानकी जय बोलो हनुमान जी बोलो राम लक्ष्मण जानकी
जय बोलो हनुमान की राम लक्ष्मण जान जय बोलो हनुमान की
राम लक्ष्मण जानकी जय बोलो हनुमान
राम लक्ष्मण जान की जय बोलो हनुमान की
राम लक्ष्मण जानकी जय बोलो हनुमान
राम लक्ष्मण जान की जय बोलो हनुमान
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
जय राम जय जय
वीर हनुमान जय हनुमान वीर हनुमान जय हनुमान वीर हनुमान जय हनुमान वीर हनुमान जय हनुमान वीर हनुमान जय जय हनुमान
हनुमान जय
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
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 अंजनेय 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 पाई मां
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 अंजनेय 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 रक्षमा
अंजनेय 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 रक्षमा
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
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 राजा राम सीता राम राजा राम सीता राम
राजा राम सीता राम राजा राम सीता राम
मंगल भवनया मंगल हारी मंगल
नया मंगलहारी
द्रवहु सुत शरद अजर बिहारी
दशरथ अजर विहारी
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
श्री राम जय
दशरथ नंदन जय सिया राम।
रघुकुल बीतत सदा तेरी प्राण जाई बचन न जाई।
जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम।
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम।
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम।
राम 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 राम
राम राम राम राम राम राम राम
राम राम राम राम राम राम राम
राम राम राम राम
बजरंगा बलियो बजरंगा बली
बजरंगा बली ओ बजरंगा बली।
महावीर बली महावीर बली
महावीर बली महावीर बली।
बजरंगा बलियो बजरंगा बलियो
बजरंगा बली ओ बजरंगा बली।
बजरंगा बलियो बजरंगा बलियो
बजरंगा बली ओ बजरंगा बली।
महावीर बली महावीर बलियो
महावीर बली महावीर बली।
बजरंगा बलिया बजरंगा बजरंगा बलिया बजरंगा बली बजरंगा बलिया बजरंगा बली बजरंगा बली बजरंगा बली बजरंगा बलिया बजरंगा बलिया बजरंगा बलिया बजरंगा बली बजरंगा बली बजरंगा बलिया बजरंगा बलिया बजरंगा बलिया बजरंगा बली बजरंगा बली बजरंगा बली बजरंगा बली बजरंगा बली महावीर 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 बली राम लक्ष्मण जानकी
राम लक्ष्मण जानकी
जय बोलो हनुमान की
जय बोलो हनुमान की।
राम लक्ष्मण जानकी जय बोलो हनुमान की राम लक्ष्मण जानकी बोलो हनुमान की जय बोलो हनुमान जय बोलो हनुमान की जय बोलो हनुमान की हनुमान की हनुमान की हनुमान की श्री राम जय जय राम 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 श्री राम जय
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम।
सीतापति रामाय गुणनंदना
सियापति रामाय सुनंदना
यदुनंदना यदुनंदना
यशोनंदना यशोनंदना
यदुनंदना यदुनंदना
यशोनंदना यशोनंदना।
राम राम गोविंद नारायण राम राम
गोविंद नारायण
राम राम गोविंद नारायण
गोविंद नारायण।
श्रीमन्नारायण हरि नारायण
श्रीमन्नारायण
हरे
नारायण।
श्रीमन्नारायण हरे नारायण
श्रीमन्नारायण हरि नारायण।
वैकुंठ नारायण वैकुंठ नारायण वैकुंठ नारायण
नारायण श्रीमन्नारायण
हरे नारायण श्रीमन्नारायण
हरे नारायण श्रीमन्नारायण
राम राम गोविंद नारायण
राम राम गोविंद नारायण
नारायण नारायण नारायण
नारायण नारायण नारायण
श्रीमन्नारायण नारायण नारायण
श्रीमन्नारायण नारायण नारायण
विठला 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 जय पांडुरंगा विठला
विठला विठला विठला जय पांडुरंगा विठला जय
दीनबंधु विठला जय
दीनबंधु विठला जय
करुणा सिंधु विठला जय
करुणा सिंधु विठला जय
हरि वेतल वेतल विठले
हरि विठल विठल विठले
वेतल वेतल विठले
हरि विठल विठल विठले
हरि वेतल वेतल विठले
हरि विठल विठल विठले
विठ्ठल पांडुरंगा विठ्ठल विठ्ठल पांडुरंगा
विठ्ठल विठ्ठल पांडुरंग
विठ्ठल पांडुरंगा हरी जय जय
पांडुरंग हरे पांडुरंग हरे
जय जय
पांडुरंग हरे
पांडुरंगा हरी जय जय पांडुरंगा हरे
पांडुरंग हरे जय पांडुरंग हरे
पांडुरंगा हरी जय जय पांडुरंगा हरे
पांडुरंग हरे जय जय पांडुरंग हरे
नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण 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 ओम
नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा
नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य
नारायण 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 ओम नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा
रामकृष्ण वासुदेव नारायण हरि हरि
रामकृष्ण वासुदेव नारायण हरे हरे
रामकृष्ण वासुदेव नारायण हरि हरि
रामकृष्ण वासुदेव नारायण हरे हरे
नारायण हरि हरि
नारायण हरे हरे
रामकृष्ण वासुदेव नारायण हरि हरि
रामकृष्ण वासुदेव नारायण हरे हरे
रामकृष्ण वासुदेव नारायण हरि हरि
रामकृष्ण वासुदेव नारायण हरे हरे
नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण 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 ओम
नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा
शन्ताकारं जगच्चरणं
शान्ताकारं भुजगशरणं
अर्पणाम हरि ओम
परमनाम हरि ओम
स्वामी नारायण हरि ओम
हरिनारायण हरि ओम
नारायण हरि ओम
श्रीमन्नारायण हरि ओम
स्वामी नारायण हरि ओम
स्वामीनारायण हरि ओम
शन्ताकारं भुजगशरणं
शङ्काकारं भुजगशरणं
अर्पणाम हरि ओम
सर्वनाम हरि ओम
स्वामी नारायण हरि ओम
जय नारायण हरि ओम
हरि ओम हरि ओम हरि ओम हरि ओम हरि
हरि ओम हरि ओम हरि ओम हरि ओम
हरि ओम हरि ओम हरि ओम हरि ओम हरि ओम
हरि ओम हरि ओम हरि ओम
शक्ति विष्णु शक्ति शिव शक्ति ओम
हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेवा हे नाथ
नारायण वासुदेवा
हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेवा.
Prem Sivale Shri Pawan Putra Hanuman ki Jai. Put in your hands together, closing the physical eyes, we all pray. Om Asato ma satgamayam Tamaso ma jyotirgamayam Mrityoramayam Mritam gamayam Om Tvameva Matam Chapita Tvamevam Tvameva Bandhum Chasika Tvamevam Tvameva Vidyam Dravinam Tvamevam Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Devam Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Pawan Putra Hanuman ki Adi Shakti Devi Durga Mata ki Shankar Bhagwan ki Sanatan Dharma ki Pawan Putra Hanuman ki Om Sri Guru Devata ki Jai Jai Sitaram. All please be seated, and Vashish will give you a vote of thanks while Arti and the Prasad will come to you. Sitaram.
Sitaram devotees. I know it's quite late and many of you have a long way to go, so I won't be too long. So on behalf, of course, of the Felicity Ganesh Utsav Festivals Committee, we'd like to, of course, thank each of you for joining us tonight on this Hanuman Yatra, the 90th version. I remember myself, the president, and Pandit Atmanan actually going down quite early on. We probably visited when you were at number 2 or 3 or 4, a long time ago. So it's good that the Yatra actually, at that time, Pandit Ramsumair did ask us, and he did throw the idea out there that we can host this event, and we are quite grateful to be able to do that. So we want to thank, of course, Pandit Vishnu, Ramsumair, and Dharam Kiavaj for this most entertaining and enlightening evening of discourse. We want to thank our Pujari for today, Pandit Jai, as well as Vernon, our resident now. We want to thank Sankhya TV, the first Hindu TV station in Trinidad and Tobago, who is no stranger to our committee as well. They have always been here broadcasting our Utsav festivals and so on. I also want to thank our resident photographer, Vinayaka, who is one of our shrotas for 2022, as well as Nival, one of our members and devotees as well. Those of you who attended yesterday for the Utsav offering, you would have realized that the place was not decorated like this. So Nival came in today, and during the course of today, he was able to decorate and make this place as lovely and beautiful as you see it here. We also want to thank Marianne, of course, and all others who would have assisted in any way in the preparation of meals, helping to, pack out the chairs, or in whichever way you were able to help and assist us. We are most grateful. We also want to thank, as we are on the topic, just thank everyone who participated and contributed to our annual fundraiser last weekend. Your small contribution will definitely go a long, long way in helping us to make Utsav 2022 a great and a huge success. So I'll close by, of course, inviting everyone who's here to be part of our Utsav festivities, which begins on the 30th of August for the Jayanti Day, and we go all the way till the 9th of September, which is our Visarjan. This year promises to be a very special one. We are back out, there are no restrictions, and we have a very beautiful and also pertinent theme for this year's Utsav. The theme for this year, quite coincidentally, if you look at that photo behind of Lord Ganesh, he seems to be standing in front of, the world, standing in front of planet Earth. And our theme for this year is Lord Ganesh saves the earth, saving the earth. So, on that day, on the 30th, when you all come out and you see that glorious murti that is being constructed right now, 9 feet tall, I was told, right? You'll be quite amazed at the construction that is being done and the theme for this year. So once again, thanks everyone. Of course, I must mention, I always do this, especially during the Utsav time. Thanks again to the musicians and singers for your lovely renditions. And to everyone, have a pleasant good night. Meals are prepared for you to take home. Thank you, Sitaram.
बोले बोले हनुमान बोलो भक्तों की आराम श्री राम के चरणों में बंदे बिगड़े काम बोले बोले हनुमान बोलो भक्तों की आराम
Look out for the King's Caravan coming your way. Join us for the Magic Show with Julio. Take part in our Snap and Share treasure hunt. Play games.